Our next storyteller, okay, next time you do this, call me because I'm coming over, all right? Her little weirdsie is, she says, I've watched the Crystal Light National Aerobics Championships enough to have a favorite year, 1987. Give it up for Laurel Ryan.
There's a story in the Bible of Jesus healing a woman who's been dealing with an issue of blood for 12 years. And I remember being about 12, sitting in the congregation, hearing the pastor say about her ailment, and we don't really know what that could mean. Moving on, something, faith, blah, blah, blah. My youthful mind got stuck on what an issue of blood that lasts that long could mean. Now, at that age, sure, I was still playing with dolls, but also I had learned how to sneak sanitary pads into my sleeves so that no one would know why I was going to the bathroom. So, and obviously, periods are gross, so we don't put them in the Bible. Did it come out of her butt? Regardless, as I grew, as I aged, when I would get a little dizzy sometimes standing up, I attributed that to poor diet, not my reproductive system. Last summer, I was having a conversation with a friend I grew up in church with, and you know, the adult conversations of, how are your aches and pains today? And I screwed up my courage. I thought, I'm gonna say it out loud. I think I might have fibroids. Now, about 70% of women will develop fibroids by the age of 50. Most can be controlled with hormonal birth control. I only know this because a family member dealt with the uncontrollable kind of fibroids that led to seemingly endless periods, needing a blood transfusion, multiple surgeries. But as I told my friend, obviously mine's not that bad. It's just that I can feel a lump in my abdomen. My periods are regular. I mean, I do have to double up on the embarrassing side of pad plus the heavy-duty tampon. Sorry, you don't need to know any of that. That's so gross. Sorry. And as I was apologizing, she looked at me in horror and said, Laurel, go to the doctor. All right, I did, eventually. And I went back because you have to rule out a lot of other really scary things for somebody to tell you what's inside that shouldn't be. So there were blood tests, there were scans, there were pelvic exams, there were transvaginal ultrasounds. The comfort I eventually found of just sitting Donald Ducking it in a physician's office while somebody has an implement inside me, wiggling it around, going, sorry, breathe. Your ovaries are hiding. But at least it's you know what? I knew it. It is a fibroid. Okay, so what's it gonna be? A prescription, or do I need to find Jesus and touch his hem? Am I right, Doc? And now is when multiple medical professionals start describing the fibroids. Huge, bigger than a baby's head, has a horn, and the only way to vanquish the life-sucking, nutrient-hungry demon inside me is a hysterectomy. And the best way to prepare for that is a months-long protocol of medically induced menopause. Fantastic. First, pull your pants down. Here's a shot. Get out there, kid. And so I had time to prepare my head, my heart, and Google a bunch of stuff. All of my questions. Am I gonna need pelvic floor therapy after this? Why do I have so many hot flashes? Is a night sweat and a hot flash the same thing? Yes. Is this menopause rage, or do I just need to eat something? Am I gonna need hormone replacement therapy? How long should I take off work? And I am full of anxieties and new information and frustration with the medical system and the amount of things we don't know about women's bodies and what I know about my own experience, and I find myself unable to answer the basic question of, hey, how are you? I'm about to tell you. Whew. And I became honest. Turns out a lot of other women have experienced similar issues. But I found a particular evil glee in telling my straight male friends. Now, listen, I don't have one, but I know what a prostate is. I know where to find it. I know if it's enlarged, it's bad. I know what it's for. I know what that turn your head and cough means. We're looking for hemorrhoid. Why do I know that? Just general societal knowledge. And yet, I'll bet you don't know the size that a uterus is supposed to be. So how am I? How have I been? Okay, all right. Let me find the awkward ones, the formerly homeschooled types, recognizes who love to scuttle out of a conversation as soon as it turns to women's issues. How have I been? Okay, come here. So what they're gonna do to me is they're gonna flip me upside down so that the organ soup can just slide out of the way, and then they're gonna stab into me a few times and chop things up. Think of it like a sausage maker. They're gonna take the fibroids, the uterus, the cervix, and hey, stay here, buddy, stay. Then they're going to pull it out my vagina. How have you been? Thank you.